So you went and did some grouse management. You had a forester come in, draw up a great plan. You even made a little money with the logger coming in, did a great job. All the BMPs, the roads were great. Everything is awesome. And then sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes something bad actually can happen to your piece of property. And you got to be diligent getting it taken care of in the beginning so it doesn't become a problem at the end or in the growth of your rough grouse management program, or you're just trying to do good things with your forest ecosystem.
Right.
And that is invasives. Now I want to refer to my bro here, Cody, because this is what he lives and breathes to do. He'll be driving down the road and just yell out, "Still grass, out of all like he's got a tick or something." But this is his wheelhouse. And this is something that is so crucial when it comes to your management plan, your forest management plan on your property. And it's not difficult. It can be a little expensive. Let's be upfront and honest about that. But having a plan and how to address it is going to be whether you succeed or you just say, heck with it, I'm just going to adapt to it and manage with it.
Yeah, we mentioned in the very first video that rough grouse are a disturbance-dependent species, which they absolutely are. Unfortunately, non-native invasive species, they're not dependent upon disturbance, but they sure do love it.
They love it.
No matter the disturbance that you do, and in any type of habitat, fire, disking in an old field, and of course opening the canopy as part of forest management, unfortunately, more times than not, you're going to get a response of non-native invasive species. It requires work, it requires a plan, a little bit of money, but it's an achievable problem to control, and that's another thing to keep in mind. It's never a problem you're going to solve. It's never a war you're going to win, but you can check off little boxes and win battles throughout your process of fighting invasive species on your property.
So with that being said, what would be if someone is just starting out wanting to manage their piece of property? Is this something that you would try to address with your forester or whoever's helping you do this plan? Is that something that you would address first? Or is that something that you would say, yeah, I'll just deal with it later?
For sure, meet with a forester or a biologist first. Number one, to identify non-native invasives on your property. Throughout Appalachia, throughout the rough grouse range in Appalachia, there are dozens of invasive species that can disrupt the forest ecosystem upon which rough grouse depend. Unfortunately, however, a lot of non-native invasives look very similar to beneficial native plants that grouse rely on. So number one would be to learn how to identify the difference between a non-native invasive and its native lookalike. A forester or biologist walking your property can help you identify that. And on the same page, a forester or biologist can help you develop a plan. But before any type of disturbance, as we mentioned, you're going to have a response of non-native invasives, but keeping them in check and pushing a timber harvest back a year, focusing on your invasives this year will be a step back for 2 steps forward in the future.
Yeah, and don't think that's a bad idea. Like, oh, I'm losing a year. Oh my gosh, no. You are gaining time by doing that. So, Cody, if you're going to do that, and it can be expensive, I mean, there are ways that working with certain programs and stuff like that that might help you with the cost of that stuff.
For sure. This is certainly a situation where we would encourage you to explore some NRCS EQIP cost share funding projects and programs, because it's going to take work. Whether you do it yourself, it's going to take money, whether you do it yourself. But with NRCS cost share programs, they can help fund the cost of herbicide. If you're doing the work yourself like I do, it's a little extra income in your pocket. Or you can take that money and hire a contractor, which, if you're less proud than I am and not as stubborn, and that might be the most effective route, to hire a contractor with 2 or 3 people within a crew that could really more quickly, effectively, and efficiently make a dent in the invasive species versus you busting your end trying to do it all yourself.
And I've worked with contractors before many times, and the amount of work that can be accomplished, yes, it's less money in your own pocket, you know, to help out pay other stuff like that. So that's something to consider. Try it yourself, maybe. And one thing about when you tackle invasives on your property, don't look, at least for me, Cody, large scale. Sometimes, hey, there's logging roads that just got created or are going to be laid out. Use those as sections and just little wins, as Cody mentioned earlier, just little wins, little wins, little wins. But working with a contractor, that's less you have to deal with, and they go in there, they do it, you go in there and inspect it, and check off, yeah, you get paid, no, you don't get paid.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is something for sure to look into, ask questions. So we talked a little bit about certain species, Japanese stiltgrass, autumn olive, and there are plants that look similar to native stuff, and do your homework and yada yada yada. But each plant, invasive, it's not a one size fits all when it comes to herbicide application or the herbicide itself. And what about those people that don't want to use herbicides? Oh, it's going to hurt the environment, and rightfully so, not making fun. But what say you?
No, none of us love herbicide, but we're going to be open and honest and transparent. If you're managing invasive species at scale, and again, this is at scale across your property, not in your flower bed in your backyard. Yeah. If you're managing invasive species at scale across your property, herbicide is going to be more times than not your most effective and efficient tool at managing those invasive species. And it's important to remember how we use herbicides. Again, none of us wake up in the morning. Maybe I do sometimes. None of us wake up in the morning jazzed about having to use herbicide, but they are an effective tool in the management toolbox for invasive species. But again, keep in mind how selective they can be, how they add an increased biodiversity to our property. And that's something that I always keep in my mind when I'm going around treating whatever invasive species is on the hit list for that day. It's again a step back for a step forward. We'll say it multiple times throughout all these videos. Forest management's never about the now, it's always about the future. And when you can eliminate any invasive species, pick one, when you can eliminate it off of your property on a half acre, an acre, 10, 100 acres, you're eliminating that invasive species, making space for the native plant community to respond, which is only going to increase biodiversity across the board for your property.
Sorry, I got startled. A tree fell about to come out of my skin. Yeah. No, so basically what we're saying is when you tackle a project, don't be overwhelmed. There are resources out there that can help you pay for it. There's resources out there to help you identify certain species. And the benefit of it, and Cody can vouch, when you spray an area with herbicide and you kill Japanese stiltgrass, and you drive by a couple weeks later or that following year and you see a large leaf trillium growing, tell me the satisfaction of that. When you see native species benefit from your hard work, that's like letting a 2-year-old buck walk by and seeing it as 3 and you're like, another year. It's that gratifying, is it not? It's
the most satisfying work that I do, honestly, when it comes to management. I love to burn. I love even more to run a chainsaw. But as Eric just said, there's nothing more satisfying than to target an invasive species, a specific plant, a patch of stiltgrass, an autumn olive, whatever the case may be, apply the right herbicide the right way, come back a week, 2 weeks down the road and see it dead, number one, is always cool. And then to follow up to see the native plant community respond to that work is even more exciting. And then even more exciting than that is to see how the wildlife respond to the native plant community that responded to the elimination of an invasive species.
That's a tongue.
It creates this trickle-down effect that's really rewarding. It's really satisfying work. It is exactly that. It's a lot of work. It's a labor of love. You kind of got to develop a tick for it, maybe like Eric described with me. But once you do it, honestly, you'll find that it makes a difference for the native plants and of course the wildlife on your property. And the more, at least this is how it is for me, the more that you want to do, the more that you do it, the more you're going to want to do it.
We can't emphasize enough, all joking aside, how serious this is, because you can plan, you can do all this hard work, and if you don't do that most important piece that I see, to me it's the most important piece of the whole puzzle, to have rough grouse, to have a perfect ecosystem on your piece of property, no matter how big it is. It's all relative. It is important to address that issue. And invasives is going to be something that we're going to be battling from here till forever, because every year it seems like there's something new that we have to learn, and it's like, where did this show up? It's something you don't have that lazy mentality of I'm going to just manage around it and use it to my benefit. Do not. When it comes to forest ecology, that young forest and rough grouse species, like Cody said, that specific type of species utilizing that specific type of habitat, it is crucial. Don't be lazy when it comes to this.
It can be overwhelming, and that's another thing we want to mention, is to manage your expectations when it comes to invasives, because it can be exactly that. You can look at your property, and on my property here right now, I can think of autumn olive, tree of heaven, perilliment, Japanese stilt grass, and a dozen more invasive species that I'm not proud to say call my property home. But I don't believe in an unsolvable problem. I believe there's only problems that need solutions. And again, be realistic in your expectations. My property will never be completely eradicated of invasive. They will always be present. But this year I can focus all my efforts on 10 acres here and wipe the slate clean best I can. Or this year I can focus on every autumn olive is not going to see this time next year. Focus on a single, focus on a single species this year, then go to the next year. But as we mentioned, it is incredibly satisfying, and I will probably tell this story many times throughout these videos. I've mentioned it on our podcast, probably every other episode. But this mountain that I'm on right now, I have gone through a lot of herbicide spraying, a lot of Japanese stilt grass that seems like endless, thankless work. However, I know the difference that it makes long term, and this past year I checked out an area that I had sprayed Japanese stilt grass for 2 years, all but exhausted the seed bank of it after 2 years of application. This time last spring I saw a hen and rough grouse chicks navigating that exact space where I took out the Japanese stilt grass with the right herbicide at the right time. As a result, it was bare soil, perfect brooding habitat, native umbrella plants, and a hen was taking her chicks right through that brooding habitat. So all that to say, never think that it's not work worth doing. It absolutely is. There'll be times throughout this process where you're like, I would rather be doing anything but this. But keep in mind that native wildlife, native habitat, and the wildlife that call it home need native plants.
So to sum all this up, Cody, have a plan, do some homework, be vigilant. That's a big word. Vigilant on that, and just don't give up, and just know that whatever you're doing is benefiting your piece of ground and benefiting wildlife in general.
3 P's, I just thought of this.
3 P's.
Have a plan.
Plan.
Talk with a professional, biologist, forester, that ties back into the plan, and a pep talk. If you need a pep talk,
give us a call.
Give me a ring. I am happy to light a fire under your rear end as to why you should be controlling invasive species.
We got grouse goggles and now the 3 P's. What's the 3 P's?
Plan, pro, pep talk.
Ooh, look at that. Let's end it there.
I mean, come on.
Oh, my God. I didn't see it.